So today I'm going to talk some college football with my mama. Yeah, and I promise it's going to be fun. I know you like it. I don't like it. Anyway, all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kid folks? It's RJ Young. I am not on step milk. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always O-related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today, we're going to do this segment. We'll see if it continues about how it goes right now with my mama, where she's going to ask me some college football questions because, well, my mama does this thing where she calls me or texts me to find out my opinion about a thing because she's like, well, it's your job. Who going to win? Tell me who going to win. All right, mama. Well, what questions you got?
Okay, my first question is...
Into the mic.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. I'm just trying to make sure they can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I'll put it right here. Is Trevor Lawrence going to continue to be in the Heisman race?
As long as Clemson goes undefeated, I don't see why not. I think you're making reference to him having 8 touchdown passes versus 5 interceptions. And
an MRI.
And an MRI.
Yeah, he had an MRI.
Okay.
Oops.
He's playing football.
Well, yeah, it was supposed to be on like one of his limbs, but well, I guess you can have an MRI on your limbs. They just keep MRI in my head, my back and all that. So
they can MRI your entire
body, right? Yeah. So it's the MRI is that I'm concerned about whether he's gonna play well this year. I hope it doesn't.
I mean, Dabo was on First Take talking about how well he's playing and how well he expects him to play. And didn't want to put him on the level with Deshaun Watson, but he also lifted up some things he does well. I think, Sunshine's going to be in it as long as Clemson's in it. It's just whether or not he plays to the level that we all expected him to play to, that is not true. He hasn't been there. He still has an opportunity to get there because we're getting into the second half of the season. We're right at that halfway point for a lot of teams. As we got teams that are 6-0, 5-0, whatnot. Most people have had a bye week or they're coming up on one. So I think, I think he's still in there, but he's probably looking at like 8 or 9 right now. Because if you go down the list, Let's go with Jalen Hurts. And we got Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Jonathan Taylor, Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, man. And then maybe you get to Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Tylan Wallace, depending on how you feel about wide receivers. So, yeah, I think he's in it.
What about the guy that won defensive back, excuse me, the Biletnikoff Award?
That's the Thorpe Award.
The Thorpe Award.
Your son's on the selection committee for that award.
Yes, I know that one.
How you going to confuse that one?
So, I got that one wrong. It's somebody who's up for the Biletnikoff
That's wide
Award.
receiver.
Yeah, that's the one. They're talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
Could be a number of folks you're talking about.
What that they're considering for the Heisman.
Could be a number of folks you're talking about.
Well, can you name one of them?
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb at Oklahoma. Could be one.
Yeah, but
Tylan Wallace at Oklahoma State could be another. Justin Jefferson at LSU could be another.
No, okay.
Justin Ross at Clemson.
Really?
T. Higgins at Clemson. Freddie Swain might make a late push at Florida. Laviska Shenault has not barely been himself this season, but he does a lot of different things.
Yeah.
He's at Colorado.
Okay. Well, I knew you knew, so that's the reason I asked. So my next question is, does Sam Ehlinger want it more than Justin Hurts, the Heisman?
Yes, Sam Ehlinger wants it more than Jalen Hurts.
You think?
Yeah. Sam Ehlinger wanted to be starting quarterback at Texas in a very real way. He is visceral in his love for everything UT. He grew up throwing the horns up.
Poor guy.
He grew up wanting to go to school there to be the quarterback. Jalen Hurts did not grow up wanting to go to Oklahoma. That's Baker Mayfield. Kyler grew up with an outstanding hatred for Texas. He even went to A&M to start.
Good man.
Hurts wanted to go to Alabama. And quite frankly, would still be the starting quarterback at Alabama if there was no Tua Tagovailoa. He just wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
I think that's also going to matter in this game, too. If it comes down to one person's will versus another, you got to go in football with the team that has the more passionate person playing the position and the team that has an identity for which they know that they can rely on. And Texas's offense's identity is Sam Ehlinger.
Well, I think Jalen Hurts has intensity and passion, and I think he would make a great Heisman winner. But I think people just have this thing about him because he is so mellow and short with his answers, and I think
he mellow like John, like Granddaddy was mellow. Like they ain't mellow. That's stern. It's stern.
Well, he's just
short with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's like I feel like sometimes the demeanor is not unlike a grandfather who's been woken from his afternoon nap. He just ain't gonna have no nice things to say to you, and ain't gonna have a lot to say to you. It's gonna be real short.
Well,
don't laugh at me. It ain't funny.
Well,
it happened to me. I tried to wake Granddaddy up to go take me out on that damn tractor. That man looked at me like I cussed him out something crucial.
No, yeah, your grandfather on your father's side you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could be talking about Daddy for you. John Henry Gould was not no easy man.
Well, that's true.
See? That's Jalen.
But he did it in a loving way. No, I think...
Did Jalen talk to folks in front of a camera in a loving way?
Well, I think if you look back at when he was the first-string quarterback at Alabama, he was more outwardly going. He was wearing dreads, and he was more... I think he was more outgoing. But then when he got sat down, for whatever reason, I mean, he wasn't doing well. But that wasn't the reason.
Folks that know from Alabama football will tell you that if Nick Saban had children, he would have had two. One's Minka Fitzpatrick, the other one's Jalen Hurts. They talk like him, they speak like him, they have the same demeanor as him.
Well, he was doing that before he got to Alabama. I mean, the rat poison thing.
No, he wasn't.
Well, he said he was.
Nick Saban did the rat poison thing while Jalen Hurts was still at Alabama.
But he was still, okay. I heard Jalen Hurts say that he had been doing it before he got to Alabama. That's the reason he wanted to go to Alabama, is because Alabama and Nick Saban were like him, or not mimic, but so many of the things that he believed and he thought and his actions fit Alabama and Nick Saban, and that's the reason he wanted to go there.
And this is Oklahoma.
Well, okay, so now Oklahoma, he's now in Oklahoma. So, that doesn't mean he didn't ever go to Alabama. He ends up here because he wants to play.
The question was, who wants it more? That was the question.
Well, I might agree that Sam Ehlinger may want it more because Jalen Hurts wants a championship. So he's not... that's not where he is.
This is the part where I say I like Oklahoma, but you actually got on red shoes, a red Oklahoma hoodie, and you beat Texas hat on. You're not gonna see it my way.
No, okay. I mean, right. not if not if you're saying that Sam Ehlinger wants it more. So yeah, we'll disagree there. Okay, we'll move on. Okay, what? So do you think Jimbo Fisher, huh?
You got the microphone away from me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people, Sooner fans out there.
Probably going to say your audio is crystal clean and tell me to turn my audio up. Watch.
Yeah, they love me. I love them too.
You're public.
Can Florida beat LSU? Let's go there. Let's move on.
Can they beat LSU? Yeah, anything's possible. Don't look at me like that. I'm gonna trot it out. Look, LSU has the number 2 offense in the country. That's 1. They put up about 40 a game. That's 2. And defensively, they're pretty doggone stout. Number 1, they got the best defensive back unit in the country, you ask me. But you ain't really got to ask me. You could just look at some statistics. But what I think that separates these two is Florida offensively is a fire in that they are not on fire, in the good term. They are on fire in the very bad term. Meaning, put it this way. Florida ranks, I got this, yes, I do have this right because I just read this. Florida ranks 112th, or 108th in rush per game, rushing yards per game.
Yeah.
And this is where I get the 12 from. LSU ranks 12th in rush defense. So rush defense for LSU is strength. Running the ball for Florida is not. And one of the things that people want to tell you over and over again against a high-powered offense that can score quickly is you want to keep that offense off the field by running the ball. Problem is, Florida can't be trusted to run the ball. And LSU is really good at stopping you from running the ball.
Oh, that sounds...
Also, Florida has these dudes on the front line that are real monsters. And that Jabari Zuniga, he's got 3 sacks.
Yeah.
We got Greenard, he's got 4 sacks. And he's got like 6.5 tackles for loss. They're ranked 3rd in the country, 26 sacks over the course of the season. And they're ranked number 1 in interceptions. They got 12 this season.
You're talking Florida, right?
Yeah, so that's, defensively, you're going to be able to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, not so much. Not so much.
Well, defenses win ball games. So,
yeah, right. So unless you think you got the Patriots playing defense at Florida, then yeah, you're right. But the Patriots ain't playing defense at Florida. Florida's playing defense at Florida against the number 2 offense in the country.
Arguably.
No, that's statistically.
Statistically.
The production.
You're real good with those statistics. I can't touch you there.
All right, one more, then we got to go.
Okay. If I can read my handwriting here.
I mean, look, you can come up with something else.
Just whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, for my last question, because you may not let me do this again. Okay, so keeping it in let's say the top 10, because it's going to be decided probably. I tell you what, my question is, why is it that people get jumped when they didn't even play? And then if it's an SEC team and anybody else, the SEC team gets picked over anybody else. So my first question is, why do you get jumped when you didn't even play? You shouldn't even move. You should stay where you are. You didn't play.
You're asking why the AP rankings change week to week if somebody had a bye.
Yes.
Okay. Because the AP rankings are a living, breathing thing that we get to argue about, but are also voted on by a bunch of sports writers who live in various parts of the country. It's usually about 2 per state, and they watch their game, they cover their game, and then they'll try to watch whoever's on television. But
you told me that before. You did a whole video on that before. So I that doesn't count as my last question, because you already did that video, and I think I remember that. Okay, so my last question is, so Jimbo Fisher, he's at ampersand U now?
That's right.
What do you think their chances are getting into the top 10?
Very good if they beat Alabama. Problem is, Alabama leads that series 9-2. And the only thing ampersand you and Aggies fans can tell us that they know to be true is that we play the toughest schedule in all of America, to which we're going great. Notre Dame would tell you something similar. Michigan would actually probably win that argument. But what I focus on when we talk about ampersand U and Alabama isn't that ampersand U is going to become, one of the first teams since 1975 to play all 3 AP preseason top 3 teams. Ugh. 1, 2, and 3. It's that they don't win these kinds of games normally. And they get this game at Kyle Field. It ain't tough to go in there and get a W. This Auburn team, we all pretty much are dumping our stock on. Yeah, they went in there and they got a W by 8 points. This team got beat like they stole something by Florida. They were harassing Bo Nix. They got 4 turnovers in that game. And they were undefeated. Now we're talking about them and probably getting beat like they stole something against LSU. So if we're doing the transitive thing, and we have to because it's college football and not everybody plays everybody, I don't expect A&M to be in this game. And Jimbo Fisher would have to do something that he just doesn't do, which is actually try to slow down and try to take advantage of the Alabama defense's front 7 because they have 4 freshmen in their front 7, run the ball at them, control the clock. Jimbo don't do that. Jimbo wants to go fast. Jimbo wants his quarterback, to pass. Doesn't want to get Kellen Mond out on the perimeter, try to get him in one-on-one situations. Because what we saw Ole Miss do was exactly that. And they're more talented than Ole Miss, and they got a better quarterback than Ole Miss. Yep. But Jimbo Fisher is stubborn, and he's the kind of dude that's, gonna wear glasses, call the game, and gonna stick it to us guys who, pick him not to cover, to cover. All right, we gotta go. Say bye, Mama.
Bye, y'all. Beat Texas!